Welcome to part 6 of my building the HMS Victory. This is a small version. It says it's a 1 to 200 scale, and that might be accurate. I don't really know. Remember, the instructions are horrible, but I've built this ship before. I still made some mistakes on this episode, so be sure to watch it if you're building the ship. Watch the entire thing because I ran into some issues, but they were correctable, and now you won't have those same issues. You can probably tell that I've done some work on the cannon ports. Some of that is pretty tedious, and that's what I'm going to cover in this episode. And that's probably going to be about it because I've been gone. I took a vacation, went to Hilton Head Island, had a great time, picked up a sponsor for a beach chair. Maybe you saw that video that I posted recently, but that's what took me away from building the ship. I'm back. I should be here the rest of the summer, so it'll be gangbusters. I hope to progress somewhat rapidly, although it is important when you build model ships that you take your time. And that's why I chose this particular build for beginners. It's not real easy, but it is doable if you get a little bit of guidance, and that's what I hope I'm providing. I'm not a master shipbuilder by any means, but I am learning as I go, and I want to share that journey with you, my audience. I'm starting to put this trim around the cannon ports. The research I've done shows that these are red. I'm doing flag red. See how it turns out. But then the very top, this one I haven't finished. I was just testing to see how it was going to work. I will color that shortly. So here are the pieces, and they are very fragile. This is the framing that goes on the outside of the cannon port. I'm not painting the backside. This is the backside because it will be glued on, so it doesn't need paint. It'll adhere better without the paint. Some bled through because I did paint the other side. You can see where I did it because that's where the paint went through. So when that dries, that'll look nice. Then this is the top side of that shutter or window that opens up. So this will be the top, and this will be the underside, much like is here, because that's what it is on the actual ship. So I would recommend, I think, painting these first before you take them out. It might give it a little more strength. You're going to have to be very, very careful getting these pieces out. I don't know that you'll be able to see this, but on all the parts, maybe on this one you can, these hatches or windows, whatever you want to call them, for the gun port doors, on the two ends is where the tabs that connected them all together to the placard, you know, that they came on this. They're so fragile, I'm not going to be able to file those off. So what I'm doing is putting them on the outside edges here and here because I want to be able to glue this top piece on there, and if it has a nub sitting out, it's going to make it wobble. Hope that makes sense. For example, to the left and right of this are the nubs, this side and this side over here. So then I just tap it in. Again, I use wood glue for this because I need to be able to maneuver it a little bit after I get it in place. And I'm going to continue and put all of them on. Now that I've worked with these a little bit, and remember I said they're very fragile. This is the back side, this is the front side. If you cut the front side, they hold up better. I don't know why, and I'm using this X-Acto knife with a brand new blade. And I'm pretty gentle. See, I broke one right there, just putting a little pressure, pulling it apart, and I shouldn't have. You have to just cut it. So that one will take some tender loving care to get it in place correctly. That one popped off. This one I will put on in two pieces. I'm going to go ahead and show this just because some of you
might be building this with one of your first models. My whole goal is try to make this a successful build for a new builder. So I have it. I'm going to try and get a little glue on this part. Nope, it fell apart more. There, now I'm just going to let all that dry. It's not quite where I want it to be. I'd like to shift it over that way just a hair. I don't know if I can move it. Yes, I can. Okay, I hope that's on camera. Let me get this centered over here. So this was actually broken in 4 places. It just takes patience. And just keep moving forward. A quick update, I am painting the edges of these before I put them on. It just works better. So I'd recommend, as best you can, paint one side red and then the edges. You'll be much happier with it when you're done. These cannon port doors, the nubs can be sanded off of these. They're not quite as fragile. And I'll probably wish I'd painted it first, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them on. And again, I don't think you'll be able to see, but there are little wooden slats here, and the ones that have the lines going all the way to the edge of the wood, that's the outside, and this solid piece is what will touch the ship. What I do is I just dab this back side and this edge with wood glue. And then I'm working diagonally from the top and then working my way down. So you can see I'm right to this one. It's important that they're lined up, I guess I could call it vertically. But the angle, they can vary because they wouldn't all open up to the same amount. And I just let it sit there and gravity will kind of hold it in place. I did decide to do the edges black. It's easier if you do it before you glue them on. So all these, I've done the edges, but these I already put on before I decided. But there is a little helpful. This has got kind of a straight edge to it, this little brush. And then I take this knife and I can set it right there. Dab the paint on that side, then dab it on the top. And what I do is I just go down the whole line and then I'll do the opposite side after I turn the ship. Just wanted to show you about this little knife so I don't have to worry about getting paint on the sides of the ship. I do not think that there will be enough of these hatches to put them on all of them, so I may have to remove some from along the top on this side. You can see I've got the framing all done on this side, but I counted up and it's going to be a little short. So I'll work on that and then I'll show you the actual count when I'm done, so you don't have to make the mistake that I made, thinking that there would be one for every single opening. I have the cannon doors in place, and you can see on this side I didn't put any on those upper level cannons, and I do not have any left. So I'm guessing on this other side maybe I shouldn't have put those all in. So I'll decide whether to pop a few off or try and make some, but I don't think I can make that pattern. So we'll see. So that's a little disappointing. So when you're doing it, you're gonna have to choose some that you do not have those covers on. And it looks fine without, and I don't know, the cannon's in place yet, but I should have checked that out in advance. So now you know, and you can decide before you put it together. Because there's not enough covers for all the cannon ports, I'm removing them from this level. This is one nice thing about wood glue. You can sometimes remove it, so let me show you how I do that. This is a heat gun from Harbor Freight. I'm going to put it on the lowest setting and then just heat this up slightly, and you'll see it'll work loose. I removed them all pretty cleanly. There's some little marks in there a little bit. I think I can just paint over it maybe, we'll see. But that does work. I'm not sure why they don't supply enough of these to cover all the cannon ports. I can understand, you know, the top level would not have them, but this level here, I'm surprised they're not supplied. So if that's the case, if you don't put any on the very top row, let me turn this so you can see. If you don't put any on this one or this one, then you'll have plenty for both sides. So this side looks much better because I did it correctly.
That's it for episode 6, and I hope you'll keep watching. I need some of you to watch some of my commercials so that it generates a little bit more funding. I'm going to have to buy a new computer, and when you do video production, it takes a lot of memory, and my computer keeps shutting down. As you know, any of the funds that are generated as a result of my YouTube videos, I pour back into my hobby, but I think I'm going to have to pour it into a new computer so I can edit the videos a little bit better. This is Boiler Dan 1, and as always, thanks for watching.